Hello, this is Andrew, founder and CEO of Vendium Global. The topic of this video is how to build a relocation lump sum policy that actually works. When the 2018 tax reforms came into place, we saw a significant shift into lump sum programs. The data from companies that made the switch is now proving very useful to those looking to build or redesign their relocation lump sum policies. Now let's talk about why they made the switch to begin with. Predictable spend is something that all companies seek in their mobility programs. Forecasting is obviously made far more simple and more accurate when mobility costs are constant. Instead of factoring in for the varying ranges, which could be up to 4 times, and leaving your business units woefully under budgeted, they could focus in on talent planning and operations. Lump sums are easy to administer, so the need for large mobility teams is reduced. The relocation is initiated, the payment is made, and then the mobility team's role is to provide guidance and resources. Time is spent on helping the individual versus managing the services. Consistency is another reason, allowing for transparency across the organization. Most mobility programs are to support but not cover 100% of all relocation expenses. Organizations find that defining an exception-free process is made much more simple when the benefits are given in a single event. Now, the amount can vary based on distance, family size, location, but ultimately, everyone that falls into the same bucket receives the same level of support. A question that we often get is, I am considering a lump sum program. What should I look out for? Compliance and exception tracking can be difficult in large organizations. After receiving the lump sum, employees may mistakenly request exceptions from their hiring manager. If approved and paid as a business expense, that expense is not tracked, taxed appropriately, nor reported to the employee's income as required by law. Disparate treatment claims are not uncommon when larger organizations lose the ability to manage relocation exceptions consistently. Another consideration is the consistency of experience. With a lump sum, employee experience can vary wildly. Since the employee is sourcing their own service providers, they are at the mercy of a speedy Google search. We spoke with one company that had a situation where their employee paid a moving company, had the movers come pack the entire house, and the delivery never came. Due to just going after the lowest cost provider and not knowing any better, they paid a company to take their money and everything they owned. Now, while this is an extreme example, it is also a strong lesson into the benefits of having a vetted and quality service provider network. Employee engagement can be a challenge while they are managing their own relocation. Starting a new role is stressful within itself, and sorting your relocation tasks adds a litany of other stressors. Emotions and their hefty to-do list can often pull them away from onboarding quickly. In contrast, you may have others that take the lump sum and jump straight into the role, neglecting their relocation tasks. Doing so may cause the need for exceptions down the road. So, how do we build this proper program? First, the resources that you provide can make all the difference. Things like area information packets, lists of preferred service providers, discounts, checklists to stay on track, informational videos, or even chatbots to provide guidance around the clock can separate a failed program from a successful one. Second, education is key. As mobility professionals, we often take for granted how overwhelming a relocation can be. The family is moving away from their family, from their friends, from their sense of security, and often they're reducing their dual income household into a single income household. By using your policy to not just discuss the benefit, but also advise them on the items that they may overlook, you will reduce their stress and you will also ease their transition. Inform them of proper timelines, provide checklists, and the personal arrangements that they will need to make. Involve your mobility team in acting as your employee's Sherpa to guide them through the mountain range of relocation tasks. This could be a low to no cost value add for your employee experience. Third is have a documented method for how you came up with the lump sum. This is helpful for exception requests and to help the business leaders understand the impact of their budgets. Most often, this calculation is done by taking cost estimates of typical relocation expenses and providing them in a lump sum. When advising business leaders, don't forget to include the tax gross up if you use one. Now, what are some similar alternatives to a strict lump sum? We also see companies using managed lump sums, core flex, and point-based packages. Managed lump sums can have the benefits of a strict lump sum, but often leave the employee feeling like the relocation management company or mobility team is overcharging when they see their remaining funds going down quickly. Core flex is a great program, but the downside is the inconsistent costing and administration efforts. These cons are also shared by point-based policies. Ultimately, It is important to understand your talent strategy, your budget flexibility, and operational capacity before deciding which program is best for you. Now, to conclude, lump sum relocation programs do not need to be the compliance and employee experience nightmare of yesteryear. Proper support, the training of your business partners, and providing of resources can make this a very effective tool in your greater mobility program. It is this holistic approach that makes all of the difference. We eagerly await to see how technology will continue to enhance these types of programs in the years to come.